We are girls, and we're going to talk about girl wrestling.
Hello, welcome to Girl Wrestling Podcast. Today I am inside girl, Emily Palmer Heller, like Nature Boy, you know?
Yes, and I am on the verge of death. Clark and the NyQuil person. God. I took so many years of improv classes. This is what it's gotten me. This is where I am.
The NyQuil Kid.
The NyQuil Kid. Thank
There you
you.
go.
Thank you. It's a group game. It's a group. Yeah.
Yes, and.
Yes. Thank you for yes-anding me.
So today we are talking about my visit to Monday Night Raw at Madison Square Garden on March 30th, 2026.
Which I am jealous.
I know.
But
I know. You were supposed to come. So we'll get into it. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But so I went with our friend and coworker Jesse, David Fox, who was getting ready to have Becky Lynch on his podcast.
yes.
So yeah, I got to go. It's actually like probably a good thing that for me that you couldn't come because they ended up only giving him 2 tickets even though we asked for 3. Which,
you know what? I'm going to read into that. Because I like to believe that company holds a grudge against me for writing about Vince McMahon, but like I know that's probably not true. Like I know they probably have no sense of who I am, but it helps my ego to think that maybe I'm on some kind of enemies list, you know?
Yeah, that was definitely you were snubbed for sure.
Yeah.
But so this was my first time. This is not my first time attending Raw. I went to Raw at Madison Square Garden when they were there last year. But that time I was a guest of Netflix and I was in like a fancy suite with like free alcohol. Lin-Manuel Miranda was there.
La la.
Which was very fun, but I don't feel like I got the full experience of being at a wrestling show.
Did Lin-Manuel Miranda rap?
No.
What was he doing there?
I know. I'm pretty sure I didn't I was obviously not in the fancy suite this time, but I'm pretty sure he was also there. I think he comes like every time there in New York. Like he's a big wrestling fan, I have learned.
I didn't know that. That's amazing. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Hamilton, if you think about it, is a wrestling show in the sense that, like, instead of wrestling, they rap, and it builds to a match, basically a duel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a very good point. When we did go, Brian, my husband, and our producer, who is not on this recording, so I can tell this story without him interjecting. He was feeling very good about himself because he was in the elevator with Lin-Manuel Miranda and just like casually was like, "Hey, there was going to be a surprise opponent. I think it was when was it Dolph Ziggler? Is that who it was?
Oh yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
So he was just going around asking everyone, like, who do you think it was? And he was in an elevator with Lin-Manuel Miranda and just like casually asked, like, who do you think it's going to be? And he said Dolph Ziggler. But then when we were leaving, he kind of like slapped him on the shoulder and was like, hey, what was your match of the night? And Lin-Manuel Miranda was clearly very not okay with being touched by this stranger.
Uh-oh.
But, you know.
What did he do? Was he just like...
He was just like
oh.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have appreciated someone being like, "How does a bastard?" But the son of a I can't even remember the words now. Anyway,
I don't think he. Well, actually, I don't know. I think he might appreciate someone coming up and rapping his lyrics to him.
rapping at him.
He
Just
seems
don't
like
touch me. Rap at me, but don't touch me. Yeah.
exactly that is less invasive somehow. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Lin-Manuel Miranda. So we got to Madison Square Garden and ended up being seated behind like this row of little boys, which is the way to watch a wrestling show. Like they were so hype. So that was great. But this was my first time. Like I said, the first time we went to Madison Square Garden, we were in like a fancy suite. And then the other wrestling shows that I've been to are our local promotion, which are like Richmond punks, like a very woke audience.
Yeah, yeah.
So being among the people was new to me. And I had a great time. Like I think this is how wrestling should be experienced, is among the people. But
Absolutely.
there were moments that surprised me that shouldn't have. And I started thinking a lot about sort of like what we talked about in the China episode about intergender matches and needing to have audience parity before we make that happen.
Yeah.
Because okay, so these little boys
Mhm.
who I think were like cousins or something, like they were there with adults that were in front of the row in front of them.
Any group of little boys is cousins. For
Yes.
sure. They're cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If you see any more than two little boys together are a
Yeah.
group of
More
cousins.
than 2 or 3 9-year-olds, that's cousins. Yeah.
That's cousins. But so like they were super excited. Like they were asking people who they were like rooting for, which I was scolded by them for choosing Dominic Mysterio over Penta, which is a mortal sin for a 9-year-old boy.
I mean, you chose Dominic Mysterio?
I love my dirty boy.
Oh.
Wait. I have my
Oh, dirty Dom. Oh my god. And I'm in my Rhea shirt today, so I can be like, oh no.
yeah. So we're enemies today.
Yeah, we're beefing.
They were really excited for Brock Lesnar, and that really bummed me out because I don't think that Brock Lesnar, I said this, I think in the other episode, I don't think Brock Lesnar should never work again. Like I don't have a problem seeing Brock Lesnar on my TV. I have a problem with these very enthusiastic 9-year-old boys kind of idolizing this guy who represents cruelty to women.
Yeah.
And sort of I worry that the adults in their life are not putting a stop to that, which makes me sad.
Yeah, it's disturbing to think these boys might grow into people who are like, well, now I'm interested in female urination videos being sent to me by unwilling participants.
Right.
Yeah, not a hero, not the hero that you want, and not the hero you deserve either. Not the hero they deserve.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that really bums me out.
Yes.
What I was also very surprised by was like Io Sky got no pop, like at all, which was crazy to me.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like she is one of the biggest superstars that they have right now, and was one, like, part of this is on creative for breaking up like the best tag team they had going on just to give Jade a match at WrestleMania. But I could not believe it. Like there was there was a tiny little pop for Io.
You know what's so disturbing? I saw on TikTok recently someone like complaining. Like I saw people complaining about, she'll do the like the jump off the towel spot with the trash can in the trash can. Have you seen her do that? She's done it a few times. And people on TikTok were like kind of making fun of it as like a thing she does too much. And I'm just like, that's sick. That's sick. We're a sick country. If you think a woman jumping off a steel cage inside a trash can is boring because it's been done too many times.
Also, she's done it like twice.
Yeah. And also, she's jumping off a steel cage in a metal trash can. Like,
yeah.
What more do you want from your entertainers? Like, I'm upset. You got me heated now.
Good. That was my goal. I've accomplished my goal of making you mad.
You know what else? You know what's so funny about Io is her music. I don't know if she still uses the music, but the music that starts with the alarm sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's when John and I were in Japan, that is actually the sound that plays when the train arm comes down, like when a train is coming. It's the same sound. And we were like losing our minds because we were like, Io's coming. But no, it's just a train.
That's funny. That's awesome. See, those are the little details that I love about wrestling storytelling. Like it's a Bo Burnham in a Bo Burnham special. He's like doing something crossing the stage and he just goes, every moment can be a comedic moment. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel about wrestling. Every moment can be a wrestling moment.
Yes.
And then really like none of the women got big pops, and a lot of the women's matches I could tell were like the people taking a pee break or going to get a snack or something, which I'm like, this is why Girl Wrestling Podcast has to exist.
It has to. Yeah. No, because it is something where I feel like the WWE especially does not market itself to women very often. They kind of like fell into this Divas Revolution thing, and they're the kind of company that just makes hay whatever falls in their lap, but they're not going to go out of their way for us,
Yeah. No, it's very, you will give us money for this. Great. We'll take it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I did. Yeah. Stephanie McMahon got booed, which like is her job, like that is par for the course. But Triple H also got booed, which was
did Stephanie McMahon do? Did she do a slap?
She did do a slap.
She loves slapping.
She did. She slapped Cody. This is the thought I had about Stephanie McMahon's promo. She came out to talk to Cody why he shouldn't fight Randy Orton at WrestleMania because, he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But she had a line there about like, I think she was saying like, you're not your father. And he comes back at her with, you're not your father either, which I thought was very interesting because in this promo, in the kayfabe of this promo, that is like an insult. He's saying like, you do not have the, affinity or talent for this business that your father does. But from a image perspective, like, yeah, Stephanie McMahon would really like us all to believe that she is not her father who had to resign in disgrace.
Yeah. And was under investigation by the FBI for sex trafficking. Yeah.
So I was really thinking about the way that, the storytelling, again, the storytelling within the ring is a moment for image rehab in a little
That's
way.
scary. That's really scary. I don't like that because the last time Vince, like, do you know, like when Vince left, like the last we heard of him was like Stephanie McMahon leading that "Thank you, Vince" chant, and it was like before like everything really came out, and it was like, oh, whoops. But there's never been like a whoops on their part, you know, like they've never been like, oh, whoopsie. And if he comes back this weekend, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I really don't know. Emily, what am I going to do?
I have heard the rumblings that it is possible, and you know, as wrestling fans, we are no strangers to being extremely disappointed in the company that is the gatekeeper of the thing that we love. I was thinking about in relation to like feeling conflicted about, you know, talking about WWE, talking about the you know, talking lovingly about parts of WWE
Yeah.
while also talking very critically about lots of other parts of WWE. And I think where I've come down is like, yeah, that's wrestling is like a microcosm of being a person in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you consider, like, as we were talking about China, and when you look at the history of even just the WWE, you see a company that was built on the backs of women, like literally Wendy Richter, China, all these women who paved the way for this company to exist. You know, it's not even just for women. It's like they built the company up and they were exploited and dismissed and thrown away like trash. And people allowed that to happen because it wasn't until, you know, it wasn't really until 2017 that we were aware women were people with internal lives.
Yeah.
So before then, no one really knew that. and and it was just assumed that, you know, just, you know, behind every great man there's just like a woman sitting there. But you know, now in this new day and age, it beggars the question, how can we reconcile this man who has even I don't even have to say allegedly has exploited women, like the like I would stand in a court of law and say that Vince McMahon has exploited women. He can sue me if he wants. I would find that very entertaining to be sued. So I always say like I'm okay with being sued only because reading my texts in court would be very funny. And I would get a real big kick out of that. And so go for it. It would be like that I think you should leave sketch with the hat.
My friends always will like pepper something into our group chats, like just in case these have to ever be read in court. Here is the most the most embarrassing thing that could have to be read in court.
Yes, please. Yeah. No, it's rough being a wrestling fan. It really is. And that's and really this is why I when I do engage with wrestling, I engage with it like I love the Joshis in Japan. I love the indie scene. Effie's Big Gay Brunch is a beacon of light and hope for the world. There are pockets of it that are bubbling up that are trying to be heard, and that's the thing that keeps me going, because that is a bummer. That is a bummer. But you know, those little boys, they need their big men smashing around.
Yeah. It's I always think about wrestling as I've said this before, but it's the most honest relationship in my life, because they are offering a product, asking, you enjoy this product, will you pay for it? And I say, yes, I will.
Yeah.
And You know, it's we do these horrible things. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, well, I'm not. But that is not what I am asking you for. I am asking you for to be entertained for 3 hours on Monday night. And I'm not going to pretend that those things aren't happening. It's complicated.
Yeah. I also wonder, I mean, you can probably speak to this with the crowd that was around you besides those boys, but I wonder because the tickets are so expensive. I'm like, who is going to these every week? Like, was it mostly kids where you were there? Were there a lot of other adults? Was it mostly men? How did it smell? That's important.
The smell was it was only getting into the like being in line for security that the smell was overwhelming of BO once we got to our seats, which were fairly good seats. Like the people who had to pay for these seats paid, I think they were like $400 seats. So I don't know who these little boys were that they had $400 seats, but
Yeah.
you know, God bless them. There were a lot of couples, I think. There were a lot of and so who knows if these were women being dragged along by their
Yeah.
boyfriends. I can imagine there were plenty of those, but yeah, I would say it was like I don't know, 60-40 men, women, but the loudest and most enthusiastic were definitely men.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
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 I often go as part of a couple because my boyfriend and I are both into wrestling, but
Yeah.
I'm always excited when I see other women there. I kind of gravitate and I'm like, ooh, friend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I go to the local shows with Brian because we both love wrestling, and then I have a friend who like her boyfriend really likes it, and she tags along sometimes, and every time she comes, I'm like, please,
Yeah.
please hang out with me. Yeah, the other thing. Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to talk about
Uh-huh.
because I could not tell if I was reading this sign correctly, but across the stadium from us, there was a woman who held up a sign, and it was when Liv Morgan came out that she held up this sign. Who by Liv Morgan was getting like go home heat. Like the people were not not buying what Liv Morgan was selling.
Ooh.
Which I think she's doing what she's trying to do well, but I understand that it is grating, and
Yeah.
it is designed to elicit a strong reaction,
Mm-hmm.
which she is doing and doing well. But so this woman across the stadium was holding up a sign, and what I think it said was, "When are us ED girls gonna unite?" Which I took ED to mean eating disorder because that's what it means online.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What did she mean by this?
Yeah. Does that mean like proudly we have AD? Like, hooray, let us unite?
That's one read. One is like, let's support each other.
Yeah.
One is like, I don't know, like mocking Liv Morgan somehow, who is, I don't know, skinny, but I don't.
She is pretty skinny.
I have no reason to believe that she has an eating disorder. I don't think she is. Maybe she's talked about it. I don't know. I don't follow everything Liv Morgan says. I was so confused by this sign. I might have misread it.
I mean, that is uncomfortable. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I can't. I have to imagine that every single one of the women on the roster struggles with that on some level because your body is on full display. Certainly, they don't wear a lot of clothing, and there's not really a way to like, wear Spanx, I guess. And I know Becky Lynch has been very frank about having been bulimic. And in a way where in her book, if you read her book, it's like she talks about being bulimic and then it's just kind of like, yeah, I was bulimic. Like, you know how people kind of celebs kind of do that. They're like, yeah, I was bulimic. and then they're just like, no, that's where the story. It's kind of like, I think Taylor Swift does that too, where she's like, I wasn't eating, and then they just stop talking, and you're like, okay, but then what? But then now what? Are you okay now? Are you okay now? And I think it's just like, obviously these things aren't simple, and you don't turn them on and off, but that's that feels like a cry for help from the audience, like a
I mean, if it was a sort of attempt at, hey, WWE, the way that you display women's bodies is triggering for people with eating disorders, then bravo. But it was so inscrutable. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Wrestling signs, they can go either way. I will say, if I ever have to see a sign that says something about eating corn the long way again, I just can't. I just can't. John and I are on the record. We hate that sign. We need everyone to stop making that sign. There's always a guy with that sign. And we're like, that's not even funny. I don't even get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't want to get it because it's not worth getting.
This is how I feel about when people are yelling kiss at a wrestling show. It is so like first thought joke. I'm like, yeah, it's funny. It's gay. They should kiss each other. But it's so, to me, it's like rude to the performers because it's like, okay, well, they're not going to because that's not the story we're telling.
Yes.
It's hard to not acknowledge. There was a at a local show, like at the local shows, it happens a lot. There was one guy, I think it was a guy named Drew Hood, that when people started the kiss chanting, he was a little like, you want us to kiss? Like, please. But then it like kept going. It's rude. I'm putting my foot down. It's rude. Stop doing it.
Yeah, it is rude. It is rude. I'm trying to think of the times when because I know I have done it before. And I think I've done it at Effie's Big Gay Brunch because I think it happens there with some regularity.
If kissing is a possibility, 100%.
Yeah, and also Big Gay Brunch is like campy, so it's like, like nobody cares. We're not sitting here actually saying that. But yeah, I agree. In a normal wrestling show, it's like not normal, but in a straight guy wrestling show, it's kind of a sexually aggressive thing to do.
Yeah, it's just like almost a deflection of, I need you to know that I know this is gay.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, you can be straight and like gay shit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Also, to be clear, when I yell it, I mean it. Like if I'm yelling it at a show, I'm fully meaning it. Like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm like, please kiss. Like, I want to see you kiss each other. But I agree with you overall.
Meanwhile, the WWE, every time they refer to Rhea and Io as best friends, good friends, it just makes it sound gayer. Like
they're roommates.
They're roommates.
They're roommates.
They're really good friends.
Oh, God, if only. So okay. So your experience at Raw, were there any other chants that you noticed that you enjoyed or didn't enjoy?
There were a lot of whats during Liv's promo that were very rude. Again,
I hate that chant. I hate that.
Yeah, it's again so not creative, so first thought, so it's the ideal is like it's a collaboration, right? Like we are building something together as audience and performer.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to do there. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
there. And yeah, it's rude.
And it's just like annoying. When it goes on for too long, it's like, we get it. Okay. We get it. Yeah. We just want to hear what she has to say so we can move on with the story. Like, this is boring.
Yeah. The longer you do this, the longer this promo is going to take.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was also funny to me. Lyra Valkyria was struggling for her life to get the crowd to do her little she does like woo. It was never like bad. It was never like, this is sad, no one is doing it, but
Yeah.
she was pushing her way through every time. It was a Herculean effort every time for her to get the crowd to woo with her, which is maybe an indication that you should stop doing that.
It does. I haven't been to a WWE show in a while. I've been to AEW shows and I've been to indie shows, and I've been to shows in Japan. And I wonder if WWE has the biggest disconnect between the TV audience and the live audience. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because like I would imagine if you're paying like $400 for a ticket, maybe you're not versed in what people's deal is. Maybe you're just going because it's like, oh, I want to see Cody Rhodes, and you don't know anything about anybody else. Or your kids are really into Brock Lesnar and they want to go support their favorite sex pest. Yeah, I honestly, I'm wondering if there's data on this.
Yeah, no, that is a really good point. That was brought up recently by CM Punk in this. Okay, this is a boy wrestler, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but stop saying anytime CM Punk says something on mic that it is a pipe bomb. It is this is just how he works. Yeah. And even the pipe bomb was like for the benefit of the, like, he was told, go out there and say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's all part of the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, end of rant about no more boy wrestler talk.
It's all a work, brother.
It's all a work, brother. And we're all marks.
Yeah. But was it okay? So you've been into wrestling shows before, so that wasn't your first time in a wrestling crowd altogether, right? Okay,
no, I've been to Indies,
first time, and it was very funny to watch his reaction because I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's you," because you really don't get it until you're in a crowd of people and you're all booing somebody. Like, you really don't get it. Like, that is what it is. It's Shakespeare. It is improv. It's the biggest improv game you will ever play in your life.
Yeah. Oh, it was so funny when we were leaving. Our lovely coworker Devin, I think, said something to me of like, don't let him get too out of hand or something like that. And I was like, oh, he's gonna be embarrassed by me, actually. Which he might have been. I don't know. Don't care. Whatever.
Who cares? I don't.
He was complaining about having to stand up and sit down too many times.
That's so funny. We do have Becky Lynch on Good One this week too. And she cut a promo in her office. Did I tell you that?
No.
I don't know when it's going to go up on her socials, but I saw her filming in the hallway near the posters of the covers. So look for that.
That's very exciting.
I was marking out like crazy. I was like, she's doing it down there. She's down there doing it.
She's great. I was actually bummed we didn't see Becky at Raw. She didn't come out at all. Actually, we just got tacos before the show and we walked past Becky. She was talking to some security guys.
Yeah.
And I tried to get Jesse to like go introduce himself. I was like, you're interviewing her tomorrow.
Yeah.
She knows that that's happening tomorrow. Yeah. Like, you can say hi. He did not. He was too shy, which I probably would have been too, TBH. Yeah. But learning that she didn't even have anything, like if we had known that she was not doing the show at all, like if she was also just waiting for the show to start, hanging out outside MSG, then I think we would have totally been well within our rights.
Oh yeah,
to go talk to her.
It's so like Jessie brought that up to her after the interview on the podcast, and it was funny because she told us that she went on a walk Like she was like, oh, because all the people who care who she is were in MSG. So she just like walked around like Herald Square, Manhattan area, like and just enjoyed herself and it was fine. And I love that for her. I'm like, that is the beauty of New York City. Incredibly famous people can just walk around and nobody knows that they're there just because it's just another beautiful woman in Manhattan.
Dime a dozen.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I had any other thoughts about being at Raw.
Who's your favorite that you saw? What was the best entrance?
The best entrance. I mean, the best entrance was Roman Reigns. That was definitely the most like he's here.
Oh yeah.
Although Penta's was we had to hold up. Penta's was good. Penta's was good. It was again, the little boys in front of us were very excited because Penta has the like pinwheel light sparklers behind him, and they saw them setting that up in the ring, and they were like, he's coming, it's gonna be Penta, he's here. So that was really fun. That was really cute.
I love that. That. How did you handle, I feel like last time I was at a very, very big wrestling show, I had this uncontrollable physical reaction to the booms, like when they would go boom, like, you know, that like the, I don't know if maybe Raw didn't have that, but I was at an AEW show once where they were like doing like boom, 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 like the pyro would go boom, and my body would just like jump every single time, no matter what, even if I knew it was coming. And it was the strangest. I don't know. I must have some sort of PT. My body must think explosions mean danger for some reason.
Why would it think that? That's crazy.
It's like, no, a wrestler's coming. That's fine.
No, I did not have that. But to be clear, and this is context for the whole conversation, I had half an edible, so I was in a chilled out. Yeah. I was in a chilled out spot. I did really like Nia Jax and Lash Legend came out in like matching Clueless, but they're both Cher outfits, which I thought was great. Like they both had the yellow plaid, which was really funny.
Nothing makes me happier than when wrestlers coordinate their gear. God, that gets me every time. The fashion of it all. I go crazy.
I know. I'm bummed you weren't there for my chat with Mackenzie, because we talked a lot about fashion, and we talked a lot about we talked a little bit about Toni Storm.
My mummy, Toni Storm.
I know. I had a game for her where I like zoomed in on like a really big pixelated piece of gear and tried to get her to guess it, and she did not get Toni Storm, and I was like, if Anne was here, she would have got Toni Storm.
I would have gotten Toni Storm.
It was the leopard print from the Hollywood Ending match.
Oh.
And I was like, the hint is you can see blood on it.
Oh yes, the blood. I know. Jesse was complaining to me, or for our coworker Jesse, who you went to the Raw with, was complaining to me his problem with AEW is it's too bloody and violent. I'm like, but that's the glory of it.
He was telling me that too.
It's for grown-ups. That's how you know it's for grown-ups, because there's blood. Everybody's fighting.
Yeah.
So tough.
Yeah, I do. I do. I like AEW. I watch it and I recognize that this is superior wrestling, but I don't know. I can't help it. I like the entrances. I don't know what to tell you. I understand.
I'm very curious going into WrestleMania. This is the thing I'm most curious about. WrestleMania to me is about entrances. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch the matches that I care about, but for me, WrestleMania is a competition about entrances. It's who's doing the best entrance, who has a band, who has a children's dance team, who, like, I have to give him credit. Logan Paul came in on a zip line one time, and that was, I have to admit that was pretty cool. But like that is what it's about. So that's what I'll be watching for with WrestleMania this weekend. I'll be keeping an eye on who's going to actually do the work.
I hope Becky brings out the Wonder Years for her theme. I think she has like a good relationship with them. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I loved her book entrance when she was like against Rhea when she's like reading from her book.
We just watched that today because Charlie loves Becky Lynch because my daughter kind of because we've indoctrinated her into Becky Lynch, but she's also very much for little girls.
Yes.
But we were watching her WrestleMania 40 match today, and I had forgotten the book pages as part of her coat. And it's the sort of thing of like, that is so lame, but that's what wrestling is.
No, truly, like that is one of her and Rhea at the 40th was one of my favorite things, because not only was it insane in the sense that like Becky's like a book, like books, and Rhea has like, I think Motionless in White, that was the year Motionless in White was actually performing, right? Like her song, and she came out the band, and
yeah,
and they both had incredible glamazon like hair, like and eye makeup, and it was just they just coordinated their looks so well, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be. But I think, was that also the year, I might be going too far back, there was one year where they had a ramp that was far too big, and
it was a very long ramp. Yes, this was a
ramp that's far too big. People had seats next to this far too big ramp, where I'm like, there's no way you could see anything. This ramp is far too big. Oh, I can't wait to see this year's ramp. I hope it's not far too big, or maybe it will be, and that'll be even better.
Well, they're just doing Vegas again, right? So like, it's just gonna be.
But maybe they can surprise us with a far too big ramp. Goes to the parking lot. They come in from the parking lot. It's a ramp. They have to go up it first, up the ramp to the top of the stadium, then down the ramp to the ring. It's the Clash of the Immortals or whatever. We gotta do it.
Well, all the promos for it, like the graphics and stuff, have been like post-apocalyptic themed for some reason. Which
why would you do that now?
But it was funny, just be like, because they can't just do it's Vegas again.
Yeah. Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. They can't do Vegas, so they'll just do end of the world. Hey, guess what? We're here for the end.
And I'm not saying it's not partially Vince McMahon's fault.
Everything is. In my world, everything is.
It's, I was thinking about Vince McMahon. We just threw on the Mr. McMahon documentary again because we were thinking about it.
Light watching, easy, relaxing.
Yeah, but he says something about when he, entirely decimated the territories system. Mm-hmm. He was like, I didn't take anything away from people. I was building something. It's like, no, it's both. You did take things. You did tangentially take things away from people. But I do think I am not giving Vince McMahon any credit. I will never do that. I think he is correct that somebody would have done it eventually. Like, these cutthroat people were not going to keep these handshake deals forever.
Yes.
So like, either it would have become the way that everything in late stage capitalism just gets consolidated and merges and becomes a gigantic soulless beast, or it just would have fallen apart.
Yeah.
So
it would have
like,
been Ted Turner. But then it's like, if it had been Ted Turner, imagine how it would be weird in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like with Vince, it's weird in like this really dark, twisted, psychosexual kind of way. And with Ted Turner, it would be like, I don't know. Whenever I think of Ted Turner, I think of steak. I don't know why. Beef. Doesn't he own Texas Roadhouse or something?
probably
Yeah. Like, it'd be like beef.
it'd be
We're
beef.
gonna have steaks. Yeah. CNN. CNN and steaks and wrestling. Oh, that'd be great if wrestling was on CNN. Can you imagine? Oh my god.
Well,
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon is a ring announcer.
He'd still have a job and he'd be announcing on CNN's wrestling show. That's what we would have. Oh, the good timeline, you know?
That if it was just on CNN, that would be a lot better than just having to have like 3 different streaming services to watch.
Yeah.
Not even a streaming service. Like, I cannot watch SmackDown at all. Like, there is not a USA Network Xbox app, which is where I do my streaming. There is not I can watch it on my laptop, and I'm not going to do that because I'm an adult who watches things on my television.
Yeah. What? Laptop?
Yeah. So I watch highlights on YouTube, and I get everything that I need to in 12 minutes and the exact same number of ads.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong to do that because in my mind, I feel like wrestling is going the way of to go meta podcasting, where it's like soon it's just going to be about generating clips for Instagram. Like, I really feel like that's where they're going to start making their money is like YouTube clips and stuff. So it's like
they announced on this past episode of Raw the clip of like Logan Paul and IShowSpeed was like the most impressions of any WWE thing on TikTok, which is like, that's what we're announcing on TV now. We're not doing the gate anymore. We're doing how many views on TikTok it got. But like, yeah, everyone who complains about like, I don't understand why IShowSpeed is on WWE. That's why. Because it gets the most views on TikTok. That's literally why.
I'm taking damage from the fact that you said Logan Paul and IShowSpeed at me, and it's like getting hit in a video game. We're like,
it was eye-opening being behind a group of little boys when IShowSpeed came out. They were very excited, and that was the first time I had seen anyone acknowledge that IShowSpeed was a thing and not just a fever dream I had.
This is why I can't have sons. I can't do it. I can't do it.
But like, yeah, that's who that's for, and you can be mad about it. I'm certainly mad about it, but it's not gonna.
Mad about it. I'd bankrupt myself to send my son to a Swiss boarding school if he was into that. I'd be like, "You're out of here. You're gonna be a monk." This is what they need. They need to bring back monks so we can send our boys away to the Alps to study Gregorian chants, so that they don't become interested in guys who dress in giant prime bottles. I can't live in this world.
Because nothing bad has ever happened to little boys going to live with monks.
It's true. Okay, look in my, I'm thinking in terms of just like culture and education, not the good monks. The good monks.
Yeah,
they're good monks.
Yes, it's only the good ones that we're sending boys to.
Yeah, they're only the good monks in the Swiss Alps.
Oh, but yeah, you mentioned podcasting. To bring it back around, I was thinking about like, oh, we're doing a podcast. Why are we doing a podcast? It can't just because we like attention. Like, everyone has a podcast. Why do we need to do podcast? Like, this is women's wrestling is not treated as a niche worth talking about as its own thing. and we can do that.
Yes. We have the platform. We have the power. We have the time. We're making the time. We'll put it that way. We're making the time. And we have the passion.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's actually there's so much, like when we started talking about who we were going to have on this, there's like so many people that it's like I never get to hear from any of these people cuz it's also it over indexes so much for the boy wrestling, and it's like boy wrestling has had its day.
Yeah, there are wrestling fans who want to talk about the fashion. There are really cool things happening with fashion and wrestling, and it's just not really covered.
There are angry women in the world who want to see blood. I mean, we do see blood all the time, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we want to see blood in other contexts. We want to see fighting. We're like, Real Housewives is not enough for me. I need them to hit each other.
Yes.
But also I want everyone to have fun and be safe.
Yeah, I have found myself yelling a lot at the TV as I have become more mom. Just like, oh my God, be careful.
My favorite, I think it's still my cover photo on Twitter because I've never changed it. It's just somebody holding up a sign at an AEW event that says like, I just want both wrestlers to have fun. That's my favorite sign.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have a new segment.
Oh,
which is honorary girl wrestler of the week.
Yay!
So, my inaugural honorary girl wrestler of the week it is never going to be Brock Lesnar, but I was amused by his curly girl method hair that he's been bringing out. He's doing it. He's very curly these days. And I think he's doing the curly girl method.
Wait, so is he your honorary girl wrestler? Okay.
My honorary girl wrestler of the week is Danhausen because he came out with a little Britney Spears mic at the Raw show, and I think that's great.
That is great. I'm happy. I'm so happy for him. That Danhausen, I'm so happy it's all coming together for him and he's making his money with his curses.
I saw so many Danhausen shirts and this was like, he had not even had a match yet.
Yeah. Well, he can't because he'll just curse people. He's very evil.
Yeah. And very nice.
He's very nice, but very evil. Oh, I do. I miss Danhausen at AEW, but I'm happy he's over there doing I'm sure his dream. This is the other thing about WWE. Sorry, not to make this all about me complaining about WWE, but like, I understand we all grew up with it. So like every wrestler, it is their dream on some level, but it's like, stop it. No, but I'm happy for him and that's great. And I love that he has a little Britney Spears mic. Is that like is the Britney Spears mic, like, what does it look like?
The like on his face, like
oh yeah, yeah.
I don't even know if it was on TV. He came out, I think, during a commercial break with the Britney Spears mic to tell everyone the next time that Raw will be at Madison Square Garden, I guess. But he got a huge pop.
Of course. Danhausen is an example of the best thing about wrestling, which is when you make it theater.
Yes.
He's just the best.
Yep.
Love him. Okay, what are you hoping for going into WrestleMania weekend?
What I am hoping for is a good showing from my girl Becky, and to finally put an end to this AJ food because I can't with that anymore. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I want to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn. I'm over Cody Rhodes. Good guy Cody Rhodes. I want the heel turn, which is it's coming. I gotta tell you,
that would be huge. That would rock the boy wrestling world.
It really would. But we've been planting seeds for a while, and you can't get me to boo Randy Orton. It just isn't going to happen. what else am I hoping for? I am hoping for I'm hoping to not see Vince McMahon. Those are the big ones.
And
oh, and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky kiss.
Oh yes. Well, we have to have that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're for Randy Orton, even though he is aligned with a boy who's not a wrestler, but who is I'm considering him my mortal enemy, Pat McAfee.
Wait, what's your beef with Pat McAfee?
I just hate his guts. I just hate his guts. No, he's never done anything to me. Never done a single thing to me. Never said anything to me. I just find him very annoying, and he's everywhere all the time.
I have no beef with Pat McAfee. I occasionally find him charming. I am not holding Randy Orton responsible for that because that is clearly a desperate attempt from creative to get people to boo Randy Orton at this match because it's not going to happen. So it's not his fault.
Yeah. You know who Pat McAfee is to me? Remember that guy who used to host everything and it was kind of named Chris Hardwick?
Yes.
He's like the Chris Hardwick of wrestling to me. I'm like, can't we find any other guy? Why is it just this one guy who has to do everything?
Yeah. I mean, I think he doesn't want to be the guy that does everything. Like, he stopped doing WWE stuff because he was so exhausted.
Good.
Yeah.
He's not a wrestler.
Which yeah, that's the other thing is we're getting a I show speed in a match, which is annoying me.
Yeah. When you think about all the people on the indies and just, working and doing the work, and then you see these like random TV personalities getting matches at WrestleMania, it's just makes me sad. Just makes me sad,
Yeah. I'm done with Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Jelly Roll anymore.
I mean, I've been done with Jelly Roll for like a year, honestly. I was done with Jelly Roll when Jelly Roll came out. I was like, that's enough.
I get it.
Yeah. I don't even know one Jelly Roll song. I heard the name and I said, that's okay.
There's one Jelly Roll song that when I heard it for the first time, I was in an Uber on the way to a wedding, and I thought the Uber driver was listening to Christian radio because it was about, I don't know, it sounded very Christian rock to me.
And then you stopped the wedding. You were like, stop. You don't want to get married in this world. You know what? I'm excited for WrestleMania. I'm excited for Rhea and Jade. I want that to end. I'm excited to see like what happens. I guess, but I just want it to be over. I'm like, I've no interest in this feud whatsoever, and I'd like it to just go away.
I would like you to send Rhea back to the show that I watch.
Yeah.
Because she's really good and I like her a lot, and I would like to see her on the show that I watch.
Yeah. Send her to AEW. Her husband's on there, I think. Still,
I don't know. That'd be crazy. There's no fucking way that would happen.
Oh, I know. She probably doesn't even know the name.
No, definitely not.
She'd be Demi Barrett. Demi Barrett. I can't do Australian accent.
And that's the thing. Demi is straight. Rhea Ripley is a queer woman.
I know. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, but yeah, this WrestleMania, like I'm looking at this card and I'm just kind of like, okay.
It's no one's excited about this WrestleMania. It is just, here's a bunch of matches.
Which really, really, really means they might bring back Satan himself. And I'm nervous. And by that, I mean, of course, Shane McMahon, who... It would be great if Shane McMahon came back and injured himself horribly again. That'd be funny. I would laugh. Not because I want to see him hurt, but just because it would have happened twice.
All right. Well, happy WrestleMania weekend to all who celebrate.
Happy Mania. Happy Mania. Actually, I should maybe plug the Collective. I think the Collective is probably running shows. I should have looked this up before we started recording, but luckily we can edit this in post, right? To make it so
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, yes, they are running. They are running on Triller TV. You can watch the Collective shows, and they're usually pretty good. So people should do that.
What is that? What is Triller TV?
Okay. Here, let me pull it up so I can make sure I'm saying this correctly. Because I used to have a subscription to Triller and then I canceled it, but I'll probably have to get it back for this event. And I'm on a computer that I only ever use this computer like 3 times a year. And so whenever I do, it's like, help, what is things? Oh, yeah, totally. Okay. So Triller TV has all the like pay-per-views for the Collective. Like GCW, they have Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. They have the Joshis, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. They have they have shows running all WrestleMania weekend. So check that out.
Sweet.
If you're down to do that. It looks like you can get a day pass for several shows. And it's a fun time. They're usually really good. So I recommend it. As counter programming, if you're bored by WrestleMania and you want to watch something else.
All right. Well, first figure out what Triller TV is and then get it.
Just put Triller TV in the computer machine.
Yeah.
TRILLER.
Great.
And it will pop up.
They'll find it.
The internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.